Hi guys, welcome to Savvy Social Show with me, your host Sean. This is going to be a crossover with my other channel, SavvyMoneyShow, because this is affecting stocks so much, obviously oil and commodities and a number of others. Now, in the past, America has attacked countries. Firstly, I apologise about the background noise. I am outside, it is unavoidable. As you know, I always go for a morning walk to keep myself healthy. I believe keeping the body healthy as well as your portfolio and your mind healthy. Now, let's get back to it. Don't forget to hit the like button, comment in the box below and subscribe if you haven't already. The US commander said that Trump was anointed by Jesus to attack Iran and to light the flame of the coming apocalypse. Now, in the past, America has attacked countries because they're religious extremists. Now, this makes them seem like religious extremists. So, what's to stop them from being attacked on the same basis? Because legally, other countries would have the same right. Not that anyone would, obviously, but it just throws out any argument they've had in the past. They have also used the excuse of regime change. Now, they clearly don't want a regime change, they just want to put their own puppet in, because that's what they do. If it's not the person, if the regime isn't changed with who they want, it doesn't matter, because the son who's come in is less likely to negotiate than the person who was in before. And in my opinion will be more dangerous now, because you killed his family and he's more likely to use weapons, and he's a bit smarter in my opinion. I said before to people I was talking with that America could lose this war, and if you look at the stats, there are less people in support, less Americans in support of this war than there were in support of Vietnam at the end of the Vietnam War. That is shocking. Now, you have 140 US troops wounded so far. They say mostly minor injuries, but there's no such thing as a minor injury to a troop, I can tell you, because any injury will live on with you for life. You will remember it for life. The cost here is going to be massive. We have seen the intelligence from Iran surpass what anyone expected. They have targeted GCC countries because GCC is allowing America to use their airspace, use their bases. So what they're trying to do is cut off the head. America became so big because it lent money to the British during the Second World War. Sorry about that. And in return, to pay off some of that debt, it gave America its bases and around the world, which gave it a foothold. As well as that, while other countries were rebuilding, America was investing in production and making things, because it wasn't decimated like the rest of the world. Now, these bases that they're using now in GCC countries are getting hit, and they're losing high profile names. So how long before these GCC countries say to America, sorry, but we're suffering here and you're not protecting us. You can no longer use our airspace, you can no longer use our bases. I'm sorry about my voice, I have a bit of a cold. Look at Dubai. The whole thing with Dubai, and I have family who live out there, by the way, because they're working out there temporarily, is firstly they pay less taxes, obviously, but they get paid more, and the lifestyle for them is better. I always said I wouldn't move out there because I don't believe it's better, but for certain people who like to eat a lot of food, drink cheap drink, and if you like to do certain things, the lifestyle is better. Now, a lot of people who won't go there again refuse to go back there, and they will find it difficult to get people to build it up again. Look at AI, for instance. AI was moving a lot of its servers there because of cheap energy and cheap water to cool down the servers. And as I predicted, they hit a desalination plant, and these desalination plants account for 60% of the water in the area. You will start hearing of servers going down if this war continues, and AI, not just AI, but you'll hear of computer glitches happening. We've already heard how Amazon suffered not long ago, and they had to switch. But I'd like your opinions. We have seen how America coming out with how they've sunk a lot of mine laying ships, but at the same time, if we are to believe American press, why do they need to suppress Al Jazeera network and other non-biased networks from Dish and other satellite networks from reporting? This is the sort of thing Russia does. Another reason they give for going in and invading countries is the way a regime treats its country, it treats its people. And look at how ISIS treated its people, how it's taken people who have citizenship off the streets, separating them from their kids, which has been deemed illegal, and throwing them out of the country without even checking if they have citizenship. Now, this is the sort of thing that they condemned China and other Asian countries for 10 years ago. And it's got to a point where a majority of Americans now want ICE disbanded. Please drop in the comments below whether you think this war is going to be over soon, whether this is going to be a forever war which Trump promised wouldn't get us into anymore, well, wouldn't get America into anymore, whether you think ICE should be disbanded or not, or whether you think America are winning or not, and whether they're doing the right thing. In my opinion, they had no reason to go in for it, because for the last 15 years Israel have been saying that Iran are 2 weeks away from building a nuclear weapon. The whole reason for the bombing last year was to destroy the nuclear bombing making facilities. Are you telling me that they're so advanced they can get a new one up and running in 12 months? This, and not to mention that Iran was allowing nuclear inspectors in up until last year. Last year was the first time they didn't, and all of a sudden they go and bomb. Whereas Israel do not allow the inspectors in. So what is the reason for bombing another country that does over a country that doesn't? It seems like everyone is following Israel's tune, and this could bring us into another world war. I think Starmer has done the intelligent thing, and the Tories and Reform, I'm not even going to say their name because I throw up a bit when I do, need to back off him a bit. I think Starmer is a ridiculous Prime Minister. I do. I was a card-carrying Labour member until Starmer got in, and then I stopped my membership, ripped up my card, and I wouldn't anymore because he's been ridiculous on all these U-turns. And got so many U-turns to get pulled over by the police. The thing is, this is one thing where he's been correct though, because if UK and Europe do what they've done in the past, which is follow Trump blindly into wars, then China and Russia and North Korea, could follow Iran. Although I think it will start with North Korea, and people are laughing about Russia when they can't hold off Ukraine, but Russia still have things. They still have weapons that they are not using at the moment. They're down, but not a heart. I think China will leave it until late in the game to come in, because they're trying to build on Taiwan. They're trying to prepare for Taiwan invasion. But if they see an opportunity to get America weakened beforehand, they will. Even if it means giving weapons to Russia so that Russia can look strong on the world market again, while Russia backs Iran. And that way it's a win-win for Russia and China. Russia fights America with Iran instead of China. China keeps its hands clean, and Russia, that's been looking weak because of Ukraine, ends up regaining its face, making it look strong again, and saying, well, we were only using our old stockpile and weapons, and using Ukraine as a training ground. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video.